Paul McClain here. The topic is how to help agents develop consistency. So a couple quick things that I think will make a difference when you're working with your agents to help them become consistent in the field and also eventually consistent in building their business. Step one is to fix their focus on the activity, not the results. So in the beginning, like, it's natural to suck. I mean, I used to hang up on myself when clients would pick up. I was terrible, but I knew that if I just stayed consistent in the activity, eventually the results would come. So I think the first step is to help them understand that, like, hey, let's just make 100 phone calls. Don't think about the result. Don't think about who's hanging up, who's doing this, who's doing that. Just make 100 phone calls. Just do that. And then as they start seeing clients saying, like, hey, listen, focus on getting through your first 100 appointments. Don't focus on how many, sales and no-shows, all that kind of stuff. Just focus on seeing more people, because in the beginning, you just need to see more people. That's how you get better. Not by sitting back trying to differentiate between this and that and that and this, but just working, putting in the work. In fact, the best thing that can diminish fear and doubt is activity. And the longer you wait from one dial to the next dial, or one appointment to the next appointment, what fills that in is fear, doubt, and disbelief. Also wasted time. I started dialing with 2 phones because I just wanted to get done and then move on to building my business. So I communicate with them that they need to just focus on the activity. That's how they're going to get good, is by doing it. The second thing is letting them know that these calls, the conference calls, the meetings, that's a non-negotiable, because this is your business. You're trying to get better daily. You get better daily by taking massive action and then putting yourself in an environment where you can see the model that needs to be duplicated, and then you can start to see where you're off. You only know that if you're taking action, and then you're also seeing the model worth duplicating right after that. That's how you can see the deviation, right? And so making sure you're plugged in, that you're leaning in with expectation that when you get on these calls, you're going to learn something, that you're going to grow, that you're going to get better. So that's also non-negotiable, is having that big block in your schedule. One being activity, dial, book appointments. The second thing is diligency with a good business development plan. Making sure that your mind is starting to be developed into the likeness of the top producers through repetition of message. So being coachable, right? Making sure that you've got that coachability factor, not the, oh, I know how that works, or I know that. No, coachability equals freedom. So for new agents to go out there and develop consistency, you've got to be coachable. You've got to be teachable. What that's going to allow you to do is to give up the way you see things and spending time overthinking stuff and saying, listen, I'm going to let that go. It's freeing, because now instead of thinking about what you're thinking about, you just say, all right, got it. I'm going to go do that. And now all that energy and emotion that would have been spent in your thought process, you're taking action on the thought process that's greater, that's going to lead you to the consistency in 20K a month in personal production. And so those are the 2 big things that will help you. The glue to all of that is consistency in leads, right? If you don't have people to call, what does anything matter, right? You got to have people to call. And there's been many producers that they were the right producer, right? They had the work ethic that was right there. They were able, they cared about clients, their heart, their head was right, but nothing mattered until they got consistent lead flow. So without consistent lead flow, you'll always be inconsistent. So making sure you're getting the same amount of leads week in, week out. I tell agents to make sure that on Mondays you place your order for leads, so that way you've got them by Thursday. If you're placing Final Expense Facebook leads, they should be filled within 72 hours. So you're placing order Monday early morning, you're good to go Thursday. Place an order for 40 leads. Come Thursday, place another order for 40 leads. Make sure that you're good for Monday. So consistency in leads is everything. The last thing is this. It's be aware of your distractions. Understand what's going to mess you up, right? If it's the kids, you're at your house or whatever, move yourself from that environment. Put yourself in an environment where you're focused on the task at hand, right? If you're making 30 dials per hour, you're focused, because that's what you should be doing. If you're making 10 dials per hour, you're not focused. What's distracting you? And so making sure that you're focused, you're not distracted, you're aware of your distractions. And what will happen over a period of time is you'll start to develop a ratio. You'll understand that, hey, every time I make a dial, I make 16 bucks. And so then you'll start to build confidence in the fact that the numbers are the numbers. And then now you could just be consistent week in and week out. Don't look at, a great week. Don't look at a bad week. Just look at your activity. Work it like a job, week in and week out, and it'll make a massive difference for you. Don't get high or low based on the fruit, the numbers, what those look like. Stay focused on the activity. Hitting your appointment goal every week, placing your lead order every week, and you look up and it's not that deep, right? You might not be the top producer in a given month, like I never was. But at the end of the year, I was always a top 10 producer because I was diligent and I didn't shake. I didn't shift from what I needed to do each and every day. And so be diligent in your daily routine. Top producers, top VPs, they're not made in a day, they're made daily. So hope this helps, guys. Make it a massive week, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.